Hello my lovely angels, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I'm officially back to doing long forms, and this long form is gonna be a little in real life vlog of my trip to Sydney at a mystery place, which you'll see in part 2, so you see how this is gonna work. Okay, so this might be a bit confusing, but I hope you follow along. So, in my family, there's me, my brother Will, my mum, and my dad. My mum has a sister who has kids called Bonnie and Lumi, and another sister who has a kid called Purple, who you may know, she's in a friend group. Purple is staying home with her family, but Bonnie and Lumi's parents are going on a trip to Greece. This leaves Bonnie and Lumi with us. But Will is going to go stay in my cousin Purple's house with Lumi. So for this trip, it's just me, my mum, my dad, and Bonnie. Hope it wasn't too confusing, but now let's get into the in real life vlog. So we headed to the airport at like 10-ish in the morning. We went through security as soon as we got there, and I made it through. Yay! Look how big a plane was. Like, this was by far the biggest plane I've ever been on, and it was only to Brisbane to Sydney, so it's quite sad. But we waited around the airport for like a couple hours, got on the plane and said, I should go because we watched it before. Then it was time for takeoff, which is always the scariest part of the trip. And we had a night flight, so we were going to get down on the flight, and really happy about that. I loved it. Here's what I got. The beef was actually so gross, I almost threw up, but the rest was good. Got some cats, obviously. Then me and Bonnie, we synced our movies on the plane. Look how cute we are. And then we started landing, and I had this TV in the back, and that we could like watch our landing on it. It was really cool. Here's the plane landing with a big thud. And then we got off the plane. We went through the stuff. We got on a bus to head over to a train station. I don't know. We took lots of public transport at this point. Then we got on the train. We waited for a bus because the other train we was going to take was cancelled. We spent quite a little time here, like 30 minutes. We had to do literally a rental to get a lockbox for a key for our place. And then we finally got on a bus to head to our apartment. So we woke up. This is a little tour of our apartment. So, we also got Kit Kat cereal. I didn't ever seen this before, but it was kind of gross, low-key. Then this is the bathroom. Well, don't mind all the emojis because we're coming out of faces. Then we've got my parents' room, and then me and Bonnie's room. And then I got ready for the day, did my skincare, and then we headed out to go and catch our train. And we had to run because the homeless guy was chasing us, but we got on the train safely too. Anyways, we got on the train and we made to Bondi. Look at this rainbow, and the beach looked really pretty. This was my first time in Bondi and my first time in Sydney. The beach was cool, and the sand was super solid. It was like really solid. I wanted to like take some and bring it home with me. Here's more clips of the beach. I almost got hit by those waves. Made me overreacting. And then it started getting really stormy and really rough, and and the rainbow turned into a double rainbow, which is pretty cool. Double rainbow. And then we had to go and do around it because it started pouring down. It was like so wet and stormy. And then we headed up around the neighborhood area. My dad's still talking about sharks, and it was really scary because I don't like sharks, if you know me. And then we went to go try and stalk one of my favorite YouTubers, the Nurse Nuts, just because we wanted to see them, and we know they live in Bondi. And guys, you won't believe this, but we actually saw 2 of the Nurse Nuts. It was so cool. I'm not going to say who they are just for their privacy. But because the plane going was so high, but we didn't want to invade their privacy, so we didn't. And we headed out. We walked over the bridge that the shooting was on last year, and it was quite sad. And also it was kind of scary, but yeah. Then we went to go find the cinema roll place. I was on the news this morning, but it was closed, so we got churros instead, and they were so bomb. They were so good. It was churros I've had in my life. Anyways, we got back on a bus, and we headed to a mall. It's a cool mall. Look how simple the escalator is, by the way. Wow. And then we headed back to my hotel. We chilled for a bit. Then we got back on the train. And they got double-decker trains here. Like, we didn't have those in Brisbane. So weird. Sydney's so crazy. I love Sydney, though. And then we headed to Circular Quay. And look how beautiful it is. The harbour bridge. And then it was a massive cruise ship. And it was starting to rain again. Sydney's like, it was on and off weather the whole day today. It was so weird. And then we saw the Opera House, which is really cool. Look how pretty everything is. There are lots of skyscrapers here too. I love skyscrapers. And then we got it really close to the Opera House. Look how close we were. And we got to look at the bridge and do the skyline. I'm going to shut up now so you can just take it in. And it was a military ship here too, which is pretty cool. And then I got really close. I could touch the tiles of the roof, and it was really wet though, but it was so cool. And then people were climbing the bridge like I could never. Look at all the seagulls, all like all cold seagulls. And then my cruise ship started to leave, which is pretty cool. And then we got ice cream and headed home. And next day we woke up bright and early. We headed down to the train station, and then we got on the train. Look at Sydney Tower, so pretty. Then we landed, well, we stopped at Circular Quay Station. And yeah, look at that building, so pretty. Then we got on a ferry, and we looked at all the buildings if we sailed away on a little boat. Yeah. Okay, we drove past the Navy boat, and then we got quite far away from the city. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm so awkward. But, yeah, it's what it looks like from really far away. I just zoom in. And then we got to Manly, and look how pretty Manly is. It's giving cute little town vibe. We saw the Ferris wheel, went up at a beach. Second beach in 2 days, guys. I know, I'm living the luxuries, but it was really windy. And then we look at the water. We built a sandcastle. Look how beautiful and luxurious it is. Like, I would, like, if I was an ant, I would live in this sandcastle. You got a really cinematic shot of it. Oh, look at that beauty. And then we walked down to Manly. We walked out. Anyways, we got fish and chips for lunch. Then we drove back, and it started pouring down with rain. It was like a storm. We were going back. Yeah. And then, as soon as we got off, it was sunny. So we headed down into the town. We did a little walk around the rocks. And look at this crushed car. Look at the crown beauty. We walked inside this building. I don't know where it was. We just walked inside it. And then my feet started really aching, and I wanted to stop. I was going to cry. I was so bad. And then we got to this. We finally got back to the sea. And like, oh my God, thank God we got back. I would have like died. I could have collapsed. And then we got Yochi, and I felt way better after eating this. Whew. And then we saw these cool buildings. You know, I just want lots of random clips here. And then we walked to this fountain. It was cool. Cockle Bay hat. Cockle. And then Buddy got this toy. And we went past the Victoria building. And look how pretty downtown Sydney is. Like, it's so old mixed with the skyscrapers. It's a cool vibe. I like it. And then we started riding again for the fourth time today. We headed back on the train. We went home, ate some dinner, and went to sleep. The very next morning, we woke up bright and early, hopped on a train, and headed to downtown. Look how pretty Darling Harbour was in the morning, my God. We headed down the boardwalk a bit to head to a main activity for today. Pretty exciting. We're going to a wax figure museum. Yeah. Look how beautiful it looks. Like, genuinely looks so pretty. Anyways, we're heading to Manifesto's. There's Robert Irwin. We've got Crocodile Dundee, Barack Obama. Here's some more of the wax figures we saw at Manifesto. So we've got Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Albert Einstein, the Queen Elizabeth II herself. We've got King Charles, Catherine, William, Cristiano Ronaldo, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, Pink, Rihanna, Michael Jackson, Harry Styles, Kylie Minogue, Ricky Martin, Captain Marvel, Wolverine, Wakanda Forever, I forgot her name, Black Panther or something, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Jackie Chan, Olivia Newton-John, I forgot what his name is, but he's dead, rest in peace, E.T., so cute, Marilyn Monroe, I forgot his name, Jack Bellotti, I think, Flash, Cyborg, I think that's his name, I don't know, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, the Batman behind him, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, Ryan Gosling, Johnny Depp, Angelina Jolie, Chris Hemsworth, Beyonce, Leonardo DiCaprio, Zendaya, Kate Blanchett, Nicole Kidman, and Brad Pitt. We also saw one of the Avatar people bought Anthony photos. Then we headed down into the Queen Victoria building. It was a really cool mall, really expensive. We didn't buy anything. We went to this cool store, and we went to this Miniso, and we also had lunch in this area too. We then headed back into town. We went home, ate some food. Then we went on a tram down to Chinatown to get some food. Chinatown was awesome. We ended up getting this chicken, and it was so good. Like, literally, when I tell you, it was the best thing ever. It was so good. And the restaurant was cool. It was like a little street food in Chinatown. It was really yum. Then we headed on a tram and down to The Greatest Showman, which is a show we were watching tonight. We headed through, got some food, popcorn, drinks, all that kind of stuff. Look how big the popcorn was. Wow. We also got a Pepsi. Coke's better. This is how big this thing was. And then, yeah, the show was about to start. I'll actually watch this.
you see it getting closer. Just surround it cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. Surround it cause you're coming and you wanna go. This is the greatest show. This is the greatest show. Oh, 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 this is the greatest show. Last one, ladies. This is the greatest show. 2, 3, let's go!
The next morning, we woke up really early to walk down to the train super fast. We stopped by Krispy Kreme to get a donut. It was so good. And then we walked over to catch a ferry. We went under the harbour bridge. It was really raining to head to Luna Park. We got in, went on some rides. Then we went into this cool, like, room with like slides and little things and everything. It's pretty cool. Then we went on bubble cars. These were super fun. And then we went to this area with lots of scary roller coasters. We got lunch. Then we walked back this way. Got back on the train. Went home for a bit. Caught a bus into the city centre, and then we went on a ferry. Look at the city at night time, it's so pretty. Anyways guys, I hope you've enjoyed my Sydney in real life vlog, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.